If you guys know me, I love the iPhone mini lineup. In fact, the iPhone 13 mini is my favorite iPhone that has ever come out. Everyone can have their own preferences of their favorite iPhone models, and for me, it's the iPhone 13. Why? Because I think it's the closest thing we got to having a pro compact device, a compact flagship. And after the iPhone 13 mini, Apple decided to get rid of the mini lineup because of like poor sales numbers and things like that. And yes, the demographic for those who were using an iPhone 13 mini was definitely much less than the regular iPhone 13 and the 13 Pro and Pro Maxes. But, you know, it was still a good device. Like if you just wanted a compact iPhone, this was it. And this device in 2025 is great. It truly is, from its cameras to its performance. It's really good. Yes, the one downside is the battery. But just imagine an iPhone mini Pro or Apple kind of bringing back the iPhone mini lineup. Yes, it's a dream. One can dream, right? But, you know, let's just go along with the idea and just imagine an iPhone mini Pro, starting things off with the design. We're going to keep the same design, but with dynamic island instead of having this notch. And because of that, we're still going to have Face ID, but also let's add Touch ID to the iPhone. Let's bring Touch ID back to the iPhone lineup, starting with the iPhone mini Pro. And on top of keeping the same size, the 5.4-inch OLED display, let's make it 120 Hertz, a 120 Hertz ProMotion display on an iPhone mini Pro. Now that would be cool. Now, I would not bring camera control because a lot of people, and including myself, don't prefer camera control. Like, it's nice to have, but it's not really that practical, at least. And this is a preference thing. You may want it. I don't want it personally, and I don't use it on my 16 Pro and 16, that's why I disabled it. But let's just keep camera control off for now. But if Apple were to, you know, bring camera control to an iPhone mini Pro, I wouldn't mind. Like, I wouldn't be totally upset. It wouldn't be a deal breaker. But just, you know, my ideal iPhone mini Pro, let's keep it out of the picture for now. But we can bring the action button. I will be kind of upset to say goodbye to the mute switch. But then again, you know, with my iPhone 16 Pro, I've taken the action button to route it to unlocking my car. So, you know, it works out for me, but I do still miss the mute switch button. But, you know, let's kind of keep it up to date with having an action button. Obviously, we're going to want to have USB-C. You know, Lightning is going to be no more. So having USB-C with faster charging speeds and just, you know, faster data transfers and all that good stuff. So having the top end USB-C, and then having a matte back finish like the new iPhone 16 and 16 Pro. Specifically, I'd prefer having the 16 Pro with the iPhone mini Pro. And also, because of, you know, talking about the finish, let's take colors and bring it to the Pro lineup. Like, let's bring like a blue iPhone mini Pro, a green iPhone mini Pro, a red iPhone mini Pro, and a purple, perhaps, iPhone mini Pro. That would be cool. Like, have really good color options for the iPhone mini Pro. And just to add to the design aspect, the triple camera setup. And take literally the cameras from this 16 Pro and Pro Max and just throw it on to the iPhone mini Pro. And let's talk about the internals. The A19 Pro, you know, it's going to be the latest chipset that comes out later this year with the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max. Let's bring that into the iPhone mini Pro. And if you're watching this in 2026, whatever, it's going to just be the latest Pro A chipset. So A20 Pro, A21 Pro, whatever it may be. Just, you know, let's imagine. But having an A19 Pro chipset with like 8 to 12 gigs of RAM inside, obviously you're running the latest iOS 19, iOS 20, whatever it may be, it's going to be buttery smooth. It's going to be super fast. I was going to say smashed. Super fast, super smooth. Like, you're not going to have any issues whatsoever on a compact iPhone mini Pro. So just having the best of the best internals as well. And then again, just briefly talking about the cameras, triple camera setup, the wide, ultra wide, and telephoto lens. I don't know, make it all 48 megapixels. Or if you want to go and bring like 100x zoom like Samsung and bring it into the iPhone, you can do that as well. But I'd be super happy with having a triple camera setup, all 48 megapixels on the iPhone Mini Pro. In fact, the iPhone 13 mini right now still performs super well, both for photos and for videos. And I mean, if you are rocking an iPhone 13 mini and you want to make content, you have a perfect device. It doesn't matter if this came out in 2021 and this is now, creeping up to being 4 years old at this point. It still runs like a charm. Like it still runs like a beast, if you ask me. And whenever I go out overseas, this is my main device. Like I'll pop in the SIM card wherever I go, specifically when I go to Istanbul for my vacation or whatnot. I'm popping in the SIM card in here and using this. As you can see, there are some like Turkish apps. I have like the equivalent of like DoorDash right here, Yemek Sepeti, and I have like Turkcell right here, which is obviously the carrier that I use, and I use Uber in Istanbul. Fun fact: I've never used Uber in America, so that's I don't know. That's just like the apps, some of the apps that I use there. But again, this is like the phone that I will use there, and it doesn't let me down. Granted, the one downside is the battery life, which I want to talk about in an iPhone Mini Pro. Put in a beefy battery, a much larger battery. I don't know, 4,200 milliamp hours, 4,500. Apple's got these weird ratings, but throw in a larger battery, and if that's going to equate to having a thicker chassis, I'm all for it, as long as we get a bigger battery. And for those who use an iPhone 13 mini, even iPhone 12 mini, they know the battery life is not really good and you're going to be needing to charge your phone. At least that's the case for me. Like whenever I bring this with me, I know I'm going to be using the cameras. I know I'm going to be using it for like Uber and whatnot and watching videos and all that stuff. But I'm also going to be using it for a hotspot because I have my other phones and, I get calls and messages from my other devices. So I'm going to have hotspot open. It's going to drain the battery real quick. So I usually bring a portable charger with me just so I can juice it up throughout the day. But a beefier battery, a larger battery, at least like 4,500 milliamp hours, having a thicker chassis, I am personally all for it. The pricing on this, you can make it $999. You can make this a pro pricing, at least if you ask me, and then obviously bump up the pros. I'm not too focused on the price. I'll put it that way. So if they price it $999 or even more or less, whatever it may be, I'm not going to dive into that. But again, these are just the things that I would like to see in an iPhone Mini Pro. One can dream. I know. This video is kind of far-fetched, and it's it probably won't ever happen. I don't know, but hopefully one day it does. At least one day Apple brings back the mini lineup, because I truly, truly love having compact flagships. I have the Asus Zenfone 10, which is a compact flagship. And now I guess the new compact flagship are, phones that have a screen size of 6.2, 6.3, 6.1 inches. And I kind of see what you mean, but in reality, is this iPhone 16 really compact? Compared to the iPhone 13 mini? Most definitely not. But that's just how it is in 2025 now. But maybe one day we'll get back to having compact flagships. It's just easier to carry around and all that good stuff. I don't know. I hope one day though Apple brings it back. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video of me sharing what I would like to see in an iPhone Mini Pro. Let me know in the comments down below what you would like to see. I may have missed some stuff like, Wi-Fi 7 and all the other stuff. So let me know in the comments down below. And also definitely be sure to superman that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, as we are working towards 60,000 subscribers by the end of 2025 for the channel. And don't forget to check out my latest wallpaper pack. It is called Color Blast. Links will be in the description down below. It goes a long way in helping out the channel, as well as one of my other newer wallpaper packs I dropped. It's called Marble Alchemy. I'll also leave that link in the description down below. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Say goodbye to the iPhone 13 mini.